Today, we're continuing our series on the NFL's biggest hits with our countdown of plays that rank 21st to 30th on our top 50 list. Now, we heard the viewers loud and clear, and it's pretty obvious that you enjoyed the first two parts of our biggest hits series. So if you haven't had a chance to watch our first two videos of the 20 biggest hits so far, there's no need to worry. Just feel free to watch them right after this video, because you're not going to want to wait after seeing all of these clips, especially after seeing which play made number 21 on our list. That single play changed the landscape for two NFL teams that still sees the impact today. So let's get right into the action and kick off our number 30 spot with one of our fan favorites and an incredible hit from our favorite team from the Pacific Northwest, the Seattle Seahawks. At number 30, we have the Broncos' Mike Harden's cheap shot hit on Seahawks receiver Steve Largent. Coming in at number 30, we have to give credit to our subscriber Timothy, who watched our last Brutal Hits episode. There are two Steve Largent hits that were so memorable from the 80s, it's been 40 years since this hit and it's still fresh in our memories. Mike Harden from the Denver Broncos loved punishing receivers who ran routes in the center of the field, and Hall of Famer and former Congressman Steve Largent was no different. In an interview for NFL Films, Steve Largent recalls this incredible hit. Steve Largent was fearless back in the day and took this hit from safety Mike Harden very well, but he was knocked out cold, and you would have to think that Dave Craig had instant regret throwing the ball so high over the middle. Broken teeth and all, it was a good play by Mike Harden. Some people felt it was a terrible cheap shot by him, but that's how they played the game back then. Broken teeth, broken face mask, a concussion, a small $5,000 fine, and that was the end of it. That was the price of doing business back then, but there's more to this storyline, a whole lot more. And there's no doubt that these two teams and Largent will be back on our list later on down the road. You'll just have to wait and see where it ends up. Number 29, Maurice JonesDrew hit on lights out Shawne Merriman. Number 29 on our list is one of my favorites. Not because it's flashy or it's a clash of bodies going 100 miles per hour, but it's because a little man put a guy twice his size literally on his butt. Not too often the smaller guy gets a chance to pop a linebacker to make a highlight reel, but in this case it was part of the game plan. The Jacksonville Jaguars had a game plan to come at San Diego Chargers linebacker Shawne Merriman in a variety of ways. From crackback and chop blocks to double teams, their goal was to keep Merriman guessing the entire game. Well, I guess their plan worked because Merriman assumed Maurice JonesDrew would be coming at him low with a chop block because of his size. Remember, Merriman is 6'4" and 260, MJD 5'7", 210 pounds, but MJD laid him out and the Jags scored the touchdown. You gotta love it when the little guy gets a lick in every now and then. Number 28, Nate Clement's big hit on Tom Brady in 2001. Do you remember the day when Drew Bledsoe got drilled on the sideline that knocked him out of the game and made way for his young 6th round backup quarterback from Michigan to make his NFL debut? Well, Bledsoe's hit earlier in the 2001 season may have been a blessing for future Hall of Famer Tom Brady, but this hit just weeks later against the Bills definitely was not. Bills defensive back Nate Clement saw the perfect opportunity to get a stick on the young and once mobile Patriots quarterback. As Tom Brady scrambles out of the pocket to extend the play on a crucial 3rd down against the division rival, Clement speeds up towards the line of scrimmage and just drills Tom Brady. The hit was so hard that Brady's helmet flew a good 5 yards behind him, but hey, Tom Brady can take a hit and keep on ticking. He quickly pops up like it was nothing and heads back to the huddle. Maybe Tom Brady wanted to quickly bounce back up because he wanted to show that he was tough to his teammates, or maybe because he didn't want to give Nate Clement, who is an Ohio State alum, the satisfaction of laying out a former Michigan quarterback. Either way, it was a tough play on both sides of the field. Number 27, Matt Schaub loses part of his ear. We all know quarterbacks have to be tough enough to stay in the pocket and deliver a dime of a pass in order to make those incredible plays, right? That's why they get paid the big bucks. But this next hit may not have been worth that 4-year, $62 million contract extension that Schaub signed before the 2012 season started. As the Houston Texans were approaching the end zone against the Broncos, Matt Schaub steps back to launch a deep ball to Andre Johnson in the end zone. He takes a brutal hit by Broncos linebacker Joe Mays. Now, this definitely qualifies as a personal foul and terrible blow to the head. The hit was so vicious that a part of Matt Schaub's ear was ripped off when his helmet flew off during the hit. The post-game press conference was wild because his ear just looked like Mike Tyson took a bite out of it. Crazy enough, he stayed in the game and got back on the field just a couple of plays later. By the way, we have an honorable mention that has to go to another Joe Mays hit from 2010. This onside kick against the Chiefs is nothing special. It was a blowout game, but take a look at this hit during the kick. Tight end Tony Mawaki got absolutely rocked on this play. Number 26, Brian Dawkins hit on Algie Crumpler in the 2004 NFC Championship game. I think we're all clear that Philadelphia Eagles safety Brian Dawkins is a bad man on the football field. This next play is just another beautiful hit in his non-stop resume of big hits. His hit on Falcons tight end Algie Crumpler in the 2004 NFC Championship left him bent over trying to regain composure. And Algie Crumpler is not a small guy. Whether you were a small third down type of receiving back or a big tight end like Crumpler, Dawkins didn't care and he would lay out whoever was in his territory. Number 25, Chiefs offensive lineman with a double pancake against the Dolphins, 2008. Everyone loves a good pancake, both the breakfast food and in football. For those of you who may be asking yourself what is a pancake in football, well, a pancake block is when an offensive player, usually a lineman, completely lays out a defensive player during an assigned block. It's called pancake because the bigger O lineman is figuratively flattening the defender, you know, like a pancake. In this case, Chiefs offensive lineman Damen McIntosh lays out two defenders in a back-to-back pancake block. Now, you have to love it when the big men get the highlights from time to time. It's exceptional. Number 24, Ronnie Lott's hit on Mark Bavaro on Monday Night Football, 1990. No YouTube compilation of hits highlight reel is complete without at least one or two clips from Ronnie Lott. In a time when the Giants and 49ers were the best teams in football, it was must-see TV when the two were facing each other, especially on Monday Night Football. Ronnie Lott didn't disappoint on this play and made sure to give Giants tight end Mark Bavaro a gentle reminder to watch out when coming over the middle. Bavaro dusted himself off and got right back into the game with no issues, but this play by Ronnie Lott was a fun one to watch. Number 23, Mo Lewis hit on Drew Bledsoe, 2001. Do you remember number 28 when we talked about Tom Brady getting the starting job because of that hit against Drew Bledsoe? Well, here's that hit at number 23. Of course, it's another division rivalry game between the Jets and Patriots, and Jets linebacker Mo Lewis made Drew Bledsoe pay for not running out of bounds. And finally, at number 21, we have Payton Manning's hit from the Washington Redskins defensive line. The number 21 play on our list caused quite a shift in the AFC landscape for years to come. Payton Manning has won Super Bowls for multiple teams, and I think we all know that, but what some of us may not know is this play is one of the reasons Payton Manning had to leave Indianapolis and play for the Denver Broncos. The Redskins came to Indy to play a red-hot Colts team, and with Payton Manning doing what he does best and about to score another touchdown inside the RCA Dome, a crazy freak play happened. Redskins defensive lineman Andre Carter and Philip Daniels sandwiched Manning for the sack, but it was an awkward tackle with one defender going high and the other one going low. Payton's back and neck went backwards like a pretzel and his helmet flew off and onto the field. I'm pretty sure I don't have the flexibility to have my back bent that way, so what an incredible athlete to bounce right back up and get back into the game. But the effects of that sack would linger well after that Week 7 game against Washington. Manning would have neck pain and nerve damage and would have difficulty with having feeling in his throwing hand, which would ultimately lead to a steady decline in his ability to throw the ball like he used to. While the Colts didn't want to say goodbye to their hero and only Super Bowl winning quarterback, they had to make way for the future, and Manning would leave for Denver after the 2011 season. And I think we all know how that turned out for the Broncos. But the Broncos would have had their guy if it wasn't for the injuries suffered from this wild sack back in 2006. So let us know what you think of our 21st to 30th brutal hits in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and get notified so you're up to date on all of our latest videos and the continuation of this series. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.